everybody, happy quarantine Sunday, which is exactly like any other day of the week for most of us, but I have an important question to ask you. How do you see yourself? In case you haven't noticed, I'm sitting in my brand new glasses chair that I'm obsessed with, but this isn't what this video is about. This is just an excuse for me to talk about how do you tell your own story to yourself. There's a term in therapy called self-narration, which affects absolutely everything about your life, and let me explain to you what it means. When you come into the world as a blank slate and then you start forming your own vision of yourself and the world, and the only thing you have to make sense of that is your own experiences, your very first experiences, and what people tell you that you are, which is also based off on their own vision of the world. Throughout your life, what you're searching for is familiarity, something that confirms that what you believe, what you know is true. So even if that's a negative thing, if you've come to believe something really bad about yourself and about, your own story, you're still looking for confirmation for that, because anything that's different than that, it feels foreign, it feels not you. So you can actually have values that you really do want, but that it feels impossible to get to because they really contradict what you know to be true about yourself. Working in a substance abuse treatment facility, one of the things that I hear the most is people saying that I don't know who I am without my addiction. It can feel so scary to feel completely dismembered of everything that you use to put your own self-identity together. Even if those are destructive things, even if those are things that add to your suffering, but still, that's you in your mind, and that's really hard to part with. That's really hard to be brave enough to say no. Maybe that's not the truth. Just because something feels very, very, very familiar, it doesn't mean it's the truth. We can be very biased in the things that we choose to put together, our evidences to prove that we are who we are, because sometimes we get a detail or something. It really depends on how those things affected us. So it can be just a couple of insults, a couple of words, a couple of really, really painful experiences that weren't your whole life, that weren't your whole you, but you took that to be the whole you, or took that to be your whole story because they affected you so deeply. And then because we all crave that familiarity, you kept looking for confirmation for that. So you kept instinctively putting yourself in situations where that would happen again, and you kept repeating that story over and over because it felt so familiar and it didn't feel as scary as not knowing who you are. Grab a pen and paper and write down your story up until this point. Just write down as if you're telling somebody about yourself. This might help untangle your own thoughts about yourself and about your story so far, and you might end up catching some of those biases that we talked about. Awareness is power. You shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free, says the Bible. So seriously, just get to know yourself and don't be afraid of yourself. And don't let your own self-narration, which is, everybody's biased. It's not that there's anything wrong with you, that you got the wrong idea about yourself. We all do, because we're all affected by negative experiences. But what I'm saying is, don't let that limit you from seeing everything else about yourself and about your story. Because how you see yourself, it's gonna affect your present, which is gonna affect your future, and then history is just going to keep repeating itself. I'd love for you to let me know in the comments, how are you seeing this time that we're living right now? I know sometimes we're down, sometimes it can feel kind of great to not have to go places, but yeah, we're all over the place, and that's completely normal. Maybe start paying attention about how those mood swings that we're all going through can be affecting how you see yourself. Like if you're a person who's used to seeing yourself as productive when you're out and about, that must be really hard to stay at home because there's only so much you can do at home. You see yourself as less capable, as less successful, all of those things. We can allow lies to get into our head and affect our self-image when we know better. We know that we're all going through something and it's in a typical situation. Or if you see yourself as only attractive if you're super fit and super skinny, that must be really hard to not be able to go to the gym and maybe gain a few pounds because we're just staying home And yeah, all those things can definitely affect our self-image. I hope we can all use this time to get to know ourselves better and just improve our mental health instead of going backwards. If you have any mental health topic that you would like me to talk about, or any question, anything that you'd like me to film about, please let me know in the comments below. I hope this video inspired you, entertained you, helped you in any way. If it did, please click on the like button. That will let me know, and click on the subscribe button if you haven't already. That will make me so happy, and I'll see you again on the next video. Bye bye.